last one I had was from nowness to timeless. And I like this quote. It's from Neuromancer, but it basically says that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. And since I was last of the day, I wanted to have a little bit of an interactive element. So here's the job for you. Who knows this person? I thought I could get that, so no one. That's good. He's the most popular learning channel on YouTube. His name's Michael Stevens, and he runs 3 channels called Vsauce. Combined, they have about 12.5 million subscribers, which puts them well ahead of all the Ivy League universities combined. They're 3 people, and they make videos about the world and learning about the world. Now, the difference, and the reason why I wanted to have Michael along, was that Michael doesn't make 4,000 videos. You know, Khan Academy has about 4,500 videos now. Michael has 73 videos on his channel, made over 4 years. He doesn't make videos very often, because it takes him 100 to 150 hours to make one video. But every single of his videos are excellent. And that has driven a fantastic social drive for his channel, and YouTube especially are getting behind his channel because his videos are driving that engagement that they're looking for. So my point was this, and this is a very simple model that I've learned that we apply. It's called the skyscraper method, and it basically means whenever you start a new project where you're going to create content, you do a Google search for that subject, and you find out what the top things Google suggests are, and you make sure that what you create is better than that. Because everyone wants to live in the highest house, or rather every city wants to have the highest building. Google is the same. Google want to point you to the best piece of content. So if you simply go and look at what's already there and make sure that what you're making is beating that, then you should be fine, theoretically. You know. But anyway, that's the theory, and the theory is actually fairly simple. Don't waste your time. Recreate content that's already created better, because it's not going to be worth your time. Focus on that what you're creating adds to the overall picture. Another great example of this is the business of fashion, which started out as a blog and is now the sort of authority on the fashion industry, not from the sort of clothes buying point of view, but from the industry point of view. And it started by this guy, Imran. And what Imran did about 7 years ago is he sat down. He was lecturing at Central St. Martin's in design. And he sat down one summer and he wrote a whole series of articles on how to start your own fashion company. And that series of articles is still, 7 years later, the most read articles on business of fashion. So it just sort of proves that timelessness actually works. That actually putting a line in the sand and saying, here is something great, and it's not going to be irrelevant tomorrow. It's not going to be irrelevant in 2 years. It's going to be there, and it's going to be relevant for a while. That's the kind of stuff that Google loves. That's the kind of stuff that social media loves. Because social media loves when someone has gone above and beyond what you can expect. That's really, from my experience of having distributed a lot of viral videos, people share when their expectations are blown out and you go beyond. So this is my background. I was one of the strategists behind this one. I don't know how many of you have seen that. Yeah, I did get a few with that. So if you look at this is exactly that thinking. Volvo was launching a new truck, but this is a statement. This is a statement that even 5 or 10 years from now, people are going to look at that and say, well, they drew a line in the sand, didn't they? They set a new standard for that industry. Because actually in trucking, you had never done something like this before. So they did the same thing. They looked at what was out there in their industry, and they looked at how they could blow that out the water. And very often when you do that, you realize that it's actually not only relevant for your own industry, it tends to go beyond the narrow circles of your own industry. They're launching a new one very soon from Cannes, which is a bit of a heist video, so you should look out for that. It's only going to be a few days, I think, before it's going to come out.